Hey guys, it's Dyer. Hope you guys have a great day. These are the classes I use in today's video. Dyer out. Enjoy. Control kill gameplay, or 69 kill control gameplay, which is my personal record for kills in control. Don't know if it approaches a world record or anything. I was pretty proud of it. And I'm just going to be talking about what I absolutely despise in Modern Warfare and how it is a downgrade in most regards from Black Ops 4 and earlier Infinity Ward titles. Infinity Ward I used to hold in extremely high esteem around the time of COD 4, but at that point when they had their split during the MW2 era, Infinity Ward, or what a lot of us refer to now as the true Infinity Ward, moved to Respawn Entertainment, which made Titanfall 1, 2, and Apex Legends, all very fun, fast-paced first-person shooters, unlike Call of Duty Ghosts and Modern Warfare, which tends to be what the newer Infinity Ward produces. I tend to like a game that has a lot of balance in it, not necessarily because it makes it more fun, but it makes it more fair. And because of how often and how hard I tend to grind games, it is very frustrating when there is an easily cheesable gun, character, or system in the game that is left inside just so bad players can beat me consistently. In Black Ops 4's I have ways around this, right? I can run Flak Jacket to counter the Purifier and Reactor Core. I can play bare bones so I don't have to deal with specialists like that fucking dog. Fuck you, Nomad, bird in hell. And then there's also things I can also do to deal with the overpowered guns. The VMP, I got really good with the Spitfire, so I can map many people with it, and I can beat out most VMP players because I'm just better at the game than them. If you're consistently using the VMP, you're relying on the good weapon instead of your own good gun skill. And I understand for someone who doesn't play the game as often as I do, that may be what you have to do to win gunfights. But I, as a hardcore player, like to be able to win gunfights without being a cheesy little bitch and having to suck other people's fucking belly button and toe cheese out under their cock in order to be able to win gunfights. So, I got really good with the Spitfire, and that is now a weapon I excel with. Another thing I tend to excel with is my specialist usage. I'm tending to rely on Reaper, Firebreak, and Crash now to not necessarily carry my team, but put my team in certain positions where we are more guaranteed to win. I played a TDM yesterday, where at one point we were down by 42 kills, and by playing Firebreak and getting good positioning with my Purifier, I was able to get a 10-man, pull out 2 sets of streaks, and bring my team back from the brink of defeat. And that's something that you can't do with many other specialists other than like Firebreak, Reaper, and Crash. Crash, you slowly build up those score streaks, help your teammates with ammo, and help yourself without having to run Scavenger. You can run more protective perks. With Reaper, you have that huge ass sight and that radar shroud, which is extremely underrated part of Reaper's kit. It lets you get a lot of score really fast, especially if your teammates are in a high traffic area, or if you're in a place like Nuketown or Summit. You can shoot that bitch into the center of the map and it'll just farm you hundreds of score while you do absolutely nothing, or you can fight and get even more score for each kill you get, plus the score you're getting for your teammates' kills, which just stacks up really quickly. And then that Scythe, which lets you wall bang, has the power of FMJ2, and the Oppressor Titan Op mod is basically a Titan, but it shoots faster, and it's a little bit less accurate, but it's more mobile when you're hip firing. And that part of his kit just lets you be able to hard carry your team and put yourself in better positions. When you're playing Reaper, when I'm playing Reaper, I find myself in a lot better positions because of that Scythe, score streak, and score-wise at the end of the game. Usually top 2 players, but if I want to play something like Zero, which relies on my team getting fucking destroyed and me getting fucking destroyed in the process in order to succeed, I'm not going to have as much success with that character. So, it depends on if you're playing solo or in a group. I tend to join a lot of games late when I'm playing solo, and even if it's a hard game, I will do my best to play it out. My last video was a late join in Search and Destroy against a 5-stack of level 1000, so I was able to pull out the win. And this was a late join, we were 2 rounds down in control. Oh no, we were 1 round down, I lost the round that we joined in. And then the following rounds we proceed to bring back-to-back the reverse sweep and beat them 3-2, which is extremely lucky and only partially caused by skill. Another part of it was that my teammate got a lucky care package with a Thresher or something, which allowed me to hard rush and hold their spawn while they were getting Threshered off of point in this gameplay that you guys are watching now. So I understand that there's those points of luck in every first-person shooter, right? Other than like CSGO or Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege has that one-shot headshot which can be abused by good players, but I also have many clips of me getting hipfire headshotted across the map by a lucky bot, just because the amount of time I have in that game, around 3,000 hours, you tend to die to some stupid shit. And the same can be said about any game, but Modern Warfare just puts so much stress on that stupid stuff that it makes it very hard for good players to succeed. And if good players can't succeed, you're not going to have a good competitive scene. Well, those good players can also abuse those easy-to-cheese things. They will get cheesed by those in a very same way, making them less likely to drop nukes, get less good gameplays, and they're reverse boosting and nuking on disabled women like Korean Savage. We all know that girl should have been in the kitchen anyways instead of playing video games with one hand, but still, she shouldn't have had a guy with like a 12 KD and 42 nukes in her lobby, if there is as much skill-based matchmaking in that game as they say there is. And I tend to believe it. In the beta, there was skill-based matchmaking. I reached a point where I had a 3.0 KD in the beta, and I was exclusively able to get into PC mouse and keyboard lobbies, no controller lobbies. And I think, along with many other factors, that was unfair to me. I was not able to play on an even playing field with those other players because they just had a higher raw accuracy potential than me, because I'm a high sensitivity controller player that plays without aim assist. So I got put at an instant disadvantage being in those PC lobbies. Other than the higher frames and anything else that those PC players had, I just straight up didn't have a chance for a large majority of the time, despite the fact that I am in the top 10% on console, which is a very frustrating thing to constantly go through. Feel like I'm getting beaten unfairly, and which, to be fair to myself in the past, I had no chance beating those players because of my settings and because of their superior hardware. They were just able to destroy me 100% of the time. I should have been able to play against controller players who are using aim assist, me not using aim assist, to put us in a fair field where I and them can both fair and squarely fight off against each other. And I understand that's a hard thing for a lot of developers to understand, but the good players should always win. And I understand that if I want that to happen, I'm gonna have to go play CSGO or Valorant. But in order for me to do that, I would have to buy expensive hardware, a PC, and a bunch of other crazy bullshit I can't afford right now. I'm stuck recording this with a shitty microphone in my tiny closet bedroom, trying to do my best to make content for you guys. I play on a 32-year-old office chair that had the leather stripped off it 4 years ago. I sleep on an old mattress without a bed frame. I can't afford a PC. No matter how good I am at games, I can't do that. It's not the position I'm in. I probably won't be able to afford the next Xbox for a while after it comes out, but that doesn't make me less skilled, and I shouldn't be punished because of my financial status. I tried to get a job. The coronavirus just fucked me so hard. I just got a job. I was going to school. I had everything going right. But now that the world's gone to shit, so is my financial situation. And while everyone else is bragging about the new video games there is to play, I own Modern Warfare, and I regret it 100%. I'd rather have 60 cups of ramen noodles than look at that game in my game library one more fucking time. And I understand that I guess am the exception, but I know they're to the rule. But I know there are other people in my situation as well. I know many good snipers and just good players overall on Xbox who can't afford the switch to PlayStation to go pro or to build up their channel with that connectivity between Call of Duty and PlayStation, because those consoles are expensive, and a lot of us just prefer Xbox, and it's very hard to be able to just sit here and admit that just because of our financial situation, we are not allowed to succeed to the degree we're supposed to be able to because of our skill. And I think every day that I continue to grind Black Ops 4, well, it's fun, it's also frustrating, and that's okay as a good player, But if I could get a game on console that's completely fair, guarantee you, I would be in the top 100 the entire time. If it's the good player always wins, then I'm always going to beat the people worse than me. And that's not a bad thing. It's just going to be hard for new players to get used to. I think that's okay. Rainbow Six Siege has a large learning curve. Call of Duty has a small learning curve, but it's hella fun for those casual players. If I could have that game for me, I would play it. But until then, I'm going to keep spawn trapping in COD until I get called a faggot enough times to be banned off the internet. Have a good day, y'all.